Hello, welcome back to another episode of Team Cobalt. This last time we successfully completed in the first few days, which means your overall studies has increased by 1. It's so good to have some time to relax after all those classes. You're telling me my head feels like it's going to explode between Professor Port's rambling and Dr. Oobleck. Don't you remember? Ruby called him Professor, and I thought she was going to get detention. Right, Doctor. Well, feels like I need to calm down with my coffee or something. I have a headache from trying to keep up with him. Yeah, and I was having trouble keeping up too, but that's the point training you to stay awake and follow, keeping along with the lessons to sharpen our minds. That's got to be the better way to. Hey, is that Teal? It is. Looks like he's studying. But why here and not the library? Only one way to find out. Hey, Teal. What's up? Oh, hey. Nothing. Just doing homework. How come you're here, though? Wouldn't the library be a better choice? I work better with snacks. The library doesn't offer food or drinks. Hey, do you mind if we sit with you while we get dinner here? If you want. Sweet. So what are you studying? Geography, specifically on the southern area of the kingdom. No, I didn't know you were a geography nerd. I'm not, but I know the area to an extent. Have you been there before? My village is there. We have scouted the area pretty thoroughly, but we don't have topographical maps, not any of this detail anyway. Oh wow, if you're from down south, you have some powerful huntsmen down there to deal with Grim and stuff. Or he's outside the kingdoms. Nope, not a single one. Wait, seriously? In truth, I think I'm the first member of my village to actually formally train as a huntsman. I'm surprised considering how focused you were in the initiation. We have fighters, of course, people who have been trained for generations to defend the village. Most of my village has weapons and a decent number have aura and semblance. We are far removed from even the nearest city, and fairly remote. Nobody has gone off to train at a formal academy in any way, but the eldest thought that having someone to bring skills back to train others was a good idea. Is it bad down there? No more so than other places without the kingdom's police force. Bandits, grim, and large predators. We just don't have the numbers, so we need the skill to make up for it. Wow. That doesn't sound too much different than some of Anima. Outside of the kingdoms of Mistral, it's kind of like that. Yeah, I imagine it is. My village is removed enough that even the CCT towers don't fully reach it, so information about the outside world is spotty at best. This is my chance to try and learn about everything. I admit, I do feel a bit behind compared to the others, though. I have a particular set of skills. Socializing and technology are not amongst them. You'll get there. We can help if you need it. Thanks. I might take you up on that. We'll let you study in peace. Sorry for bothering you. Not at all. It was good to talk. I don't often. See you back at the dorm. Gil sounds like he's had an interesting life so far. For someone so quiet, he has a lot to say. I guess nobody has ever really asked him about how things were before. Probably not. I feel bad when he feels behind. But if he's going to partner up with anyone, someone from Atlas like Lilac was probably the best choice. No kidding. And we can help him too. We just have to think of how. Let's let him come to us. I got the feeling he probably doesn't want to accept help easily. I don't want to force it on him. True. So, since Teal isn't here and Lilac said she was going to train, I need an adult. I am an adult. I think Cobalt's supposed to be older than Blaze. I have a couple hours to kill before the library closes up tonight, so I should be able to get at least some studying done before then. I wonder if Vice is in here somewhere. I could take her up on that offer of studying together. Yep, she's here. Same spot as last time. Hey, Weiss. Mind if I study with you for a while? Oh, hello, Cobalt. Oh, I don't mind. Feel free to pull up a chair. So what are we working on? Well, I was in the middle of reviewing what we learned today, and... Oh, the library's already about to close? Guess we got distracted by studying, huh? Quite. Still, I'm quite pleased with the amount of progress we made today. Thank you for that, Cobalt. You once again turned out to be a good study partner today. My pleasure, Weiss. Perhaps we could take this up again some other time. That sounds like a good idea. You know where to find me if you do. You should get going before the librarian chases us out. Quite. Until next time, Cobalt. Let's go train. Hey, Blue Boy, want to get in some training? Yep, I do. Your fitness level has increased by 5. Thanks, Yang. Happy to help, Blue Boy. More strong people means more fun. It's gotten late. I should go back to the dorms. Good morning, Cobalt. You seem well rested. I have you to thank for that. But now, it's time to get up. February 7th, Thursday, day 4. Your overall studies increased by 1. Arjun! What? What did I do? Something horny. Do these look familiar? What am I? Hey, where did you get those? I found them under my bed. Oh, dear Lord. I've been doing my best to accept there will be times that you and Cobalt's personal lives will be unavoidable. But for the sake of the gods and all even remotely decent, please try to avoid making a mess. I mean, I feel like that's partially on me, me as well. I don't understand why you're so incredible. And she's just digging a hole. It was a mistake. We're teammates sharing one bedroom dorm. Things are going to wind up in an odd spot every now and again. There's a line to that mentally, however. Me and having to clean up your unmentionables crosses that line. You think we should step in? Do you value your health? Good point. Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen again. Not good enough. What do you mean, not good enough? It's one thing to say you're going to do better. It's another to actually follow through. If this happens again, I can't be held responsible for what I'm going to say. Was that a threat? I don't make threats. I make promises. Okay, now we step in. Okay, I think you both said your piece. Maybe we should try and settle down. Yelling so the entire building can hear you won't solve anything. Blaze, no. Alright, now that we settled down a bit, Cobalt, question. How would you appreciate if you had to pick up any personal items from your side of the room? I suppose it might bother me a little, seeing as we don't know each other very well. And Teal, I would prefer not to. Blaze, do you know why that is? It's because it's disrespectful. Blaze, I think Lilac has a point. We kind of just made ourselves at home here, which is great, but the last thing I want to do is make our teammates uncomfortable. I don't think it's too much of an ask to just and keep a better eye on our stuff so we don't irritate them. Don't you agree? No, you're right. Lilac, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. Apology accepted, just in the future. Let's try to keep those activities and the remnants of said activities confined to your side of the room, lest we need to put up a tape line down in the middle. Deal? Deal. Consider me impressed. I think we all just need a little reminder. I'm sure there'll be times when you and Lilac might get on our nerves, but we need to think about it. To be fair, I don't think Lilac is used to being around a couple of as affectionate as you two. Yeah, probably not. That's another thing we need to keep in mind. Lilac, you know you're still holding on to the item in question. What? Oh, guards! Take the damn thing already! I think if I hang out with Weiss one more time, I can get her at that. Or there aren't that many events at this point in the game. Hey, Weiss. Oh, the library's about to close. My pleasure, Weiss. Perhaps we could do this some other time? Teal. Hello, Kobo. Think you want to get in some training? Indeed, I do, Teal. Thanks, Teal. Don't mention it, Kobo. It's gotten late. We should head back to the dorms. Good morning, Cobalt. You seem well rested. I have you to thank for that, but now it's time to get up. Our overall studies increased by 1. Lessons the first week of Beacon here. It's been eventful, and very exhausting too. I'm going to more classes in a single day than I've had at Signal. It's turning out to be a very different experience for me. I think I might need to change things up a bit in order to adjust to the tougher curriculum. Like combat, nearly everyone has some sort of melee function to their weapons. Lilac has a spear to her sniper, Teal has a hammer, Ren has daggers, sickles, whatever those blades attached to its barrel those pistols are. and the Grim has claws. So between the spars and initiation, I clearly need to figure out. Huh? What was that? Oh, hey, Lilac. Oh, hello, Cobalt. I wasn't expecting to see you so soon after class. Well, I just wanted to get some close quarters practice in before dinner. What are you about you? Doing some target practice? Not exactly. Today I was up against Pyrrha in the sparring session, as you know, during the duel. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but she knocked my sniper sight off slightly. Yep. I was trying to recalibrate Argent Watcher, but I haven't quite gotten it to where I like it yet. Mind if I take a look? I suppose a fresh set of eyes wouldn't hurt. Here you go. Lilac's weapon is surprisingly light for how big it is. Interesting choice of materials. Really high quality, even for a huntress weaponry. Well, it's Elysian military grade military. My father managed to acquire some surplus for her. I see. Raising it up feels nice too. It doesn't really feel awkward to hold. In fact, it kind of reminds me of Lazarite Storm, even though its barrel is so much longer. The transformation also feels weird, sluggish, like it's rubbing against something and causing drag. She presses a button and the weapon shifts into spear mode. I don't really see what she's talking about, but the barrel of the sniper, which is also the front shaft of the spear, did drag a bit while it was changing and now is slightly askew. I think the barrel might be misaligned. What? How does that? Polarity. I should have known. The scope wasn't the problem. Polarity? Today's spar, I went up against Pyrrha, remember? I didn't even think about it, but that's her semblance. Her semblance is polarity, basically magnetism. Is she one of the only people that knows that off the top of her head? Well, I think we've already established that she watched the matches, so she deflected my spear with her left hand, and I think it must have jarred something loose and bent the barrel to the side. Is that going to be a complicated fix? Hardly, now that I know what happened. I need to take her apart, but I can easily align the barrel to get her back into fighting shape by the end of the evening. I feel silly for not taking her semblance into consideration. You shouldn't. She doesn't really reveal that information. I thought for sure that it was my scope from when she shot my rifle sideways to shield bash me. Oh god, that's a relief. But if you don't mind me asking, how did you know about Pyrrha's semblance? You don't go breaking records and winning 4 consecutive tournaments without people noticing. Rumor was even General Ironwood, Atlas's military leader, wanted to recruit her for the next generation of his special forces unit, the ASOPs, but those plans would have gotten derailed the moment she joined Beacon instead. Oh wow, I knew Para was a big deal, but being looked up at by the head of the largest military in Remnant was something else entirely. Well, I should get to work. It's not a complicated fix, but it will take some time, and I need to get dinner besides. Thanks again, Cobalt. A fresh set of eyes was exactly what I needed after all. Hey, no problem. I'm glad I could help. I didn't know how knowledgeable Lilac seems to be. I should probably sit down and talk to her a bit more. She could help me become a better leader. And now I have Lilac available. Leader. I guess that's still setting in, even after the pep talk Ospen gave Ruby and me at the start of the week. It still feels surreal. Oh well, the only thing I can do is get better. I can't let them down. I won't let them down. Let's go hang out with Weiss one more time. Hey, Weiss. That sounds like a good idea. I've got some free time coming up this weekend. If you want to drop by my team's dorm room, we can make it a full day workout of it. Well, considering how much homework we're getting from the professors, I may take you up on that sooner rather than later. But for now, we should get going before the librarian chases us out. Quite. Until next time, Cobalt. I don't even know why I'm still going to the gym, because I think there's only like 6-ish events at the moment in this as of this update that happened a few years ago, because the game's been on hiatus. Indeed, I do, Pyrrha. Your fitness level. Yeah. February 9th, day 6. Our first Saturday. The first time I've gotten to sleep in since coming to Beacon, and better yet, Blaze is currently snuggled into me, still fast asleep. Although, if we want breakfast, we better get up and ready for the day, and waking Blaze when she's got her arms wrapped around me is complicated, in a good way. I'd risk it. Wake up, Blaze. Huh, Cobalt? It's breakfast time, Blaze. We need to get up. Or we could stay in bed and have each other for breakfast. Please don't. Damn, I forgot we had. Please remember better in the future. Last thing we want to watch is the two of you going at it. You know what I'd love? If there was like a project like Jade or Cobalt or the like, but like instead of being that one person in a relationship, be it us, we're like Jack or Lilac, who is just like watching our companions shacking up and being like, ugh, please remember better. What about? Anyway, what should we do today? At least Cobalt has some discretion. But to answer your question, I'm probably going to go and get weapon maintenance. I'll most likely be in the amphitheater today. Hopefully there's someone I can spar with. I'm grounded, so I could easily stay in my room and get some settling done. If you want, you can join me, Cobalt. Sounds like a good option. Thanks, Blaze. Or you could see what the other friends are doing. Maybe they're like to hang out. What do you mean, our friends? You're the one who's been making the most friends out of the four of us, Cobalt. That's true. Or the two of us can engage in some alternative study. I'm out. Well, let's wash up, eat some breakfast, and then decide. See if Weiss is free. I have so much homework to do, it's not even funny. If Weiss was serious about her offer, this would be a great opportunity to take her up on it. Blaze, I'm going to go over to Team Ruby's dorm to study with Weiss for a bit. Okay, have fun. Don't let the ice cream freeze you. Good morning, Cobalt. Hey, Weiss. I just wanted to see if you were free for that study day. You have incredibly good timing, Cobalt. I was just about to start studying before you showed up. Please come in. Are those bunk beds crudely made bunk beds? I have so many questions. This way, we can use the dining table in the kitchen since it has more space for the both of us. That makes sense. And we can grab a bite to eat, eat quickly when lunch rolls around since the pantry's right there. Yeah, if I remember correctly, like Dino and Minos, the two creators, did state that they based it off of like RWBY CBLT, as well as what we did see in canon. So obviously there's the kitchen from RWBY CBLT and all that. That is true, and the less time we spend worrying about food, the more time we have to study. Now, did you bring your notebooks? Or note? Ugh, yes, for all the classes too. Wasn't sure how long we'd be studying for today, so I came ready for anything. Well, it's good to see you came prepared. Unlike some people I know. We can get started right away then. Okay, sounds good. What are we studying first? Grim again? Actually, I was planning on getting some dust homework from Friday done first. Professor Peach's experiments are rather interesting. Okay, we can do that. Let me get out my dust notebook. And with that, we have completely finished all our homework for the week. Finally, I know we said we were going to spend the day studying, but I didn't expect us to keep going until it was almost dinner time. You don't need it. Thanks for that, Weiss. We're going to be good to not have to worry about this tomorrow on top of everything else. My pleasure, Cobalt. It's nice to study with someone who takes their education seriously, for once. For once? Oh, my apologies. I suppose I'm still sort of getting accustomed to things at Beacon. I didn't mean to. I mean, I wasn't implying. Weiss, it's okay. I didn't take any offense to it or anything, I promise. No, it's not that. Yeah. Like, Weiss is one of my favorite characters in the show, but man, does she have one of the roughest introductions. I'm going to go outside for a moment for some fresh air. Please excuse me. Wonder what's going on. Mind if I join you? Not at all. I'm sorry you had to see that. Does this have anything to do with the argument you and Ruby had on the first day of class? Cobalt, why do you wish to be a huntsman? Huh? Well, I want to help others. I had studied at Signal, like I think a lot of the students here did, and then took a year off. I studied with my sister, worked at a fast food place. Okay, I forgot about the fast food place. It's to build up my saving and earn some life experience. While doing that, I met Blaze. We both decided we'd try to help each others. And when she told me she was applying to Beacon, I joined her. I see. And do you think you did the right thing? An odd question. I believe so. It let me see how the world works, taught me some valuable skills, and helped me build up a modest savings account, which is going to be very helpful when I take Blaze out to Altrua's for our anniversary dinner. Why? Is something on your mind? Yes. I don't really open up to others, so what I'm about to tell you may seem a bit weird considering I'm still getting to know you, but you've shared some details about yourself, so it seems only fair that I do the same. Are you okay? You don't need to. It's okay. It may be a good idea to open up about this. I came to Beacon to learn how to be a huntress on my terms. I didn't want favoritism from being a SNE, or false respect, or the weight of my name carrying me. I wanted to do this all on my own merits. Do you think you're still succeeding? I mean, your first day did not. I honestly don't know. You said you found your experience in that year between Signal and Beacon rewarding, correct? Absolutely. I never wanted to do something like that. I never needed it. I just knew I wanted this, to be a huntress, and I wanted it so badly that I tried to control how I could achieve it. Did you know I tried to team up with Pura the first day? Anybody. You would have preferred anybody over Ruby and John. I may have heard something about that, yes. And during that argument with RWBY, Weiss, you don't have to talk about this to me. I know we aren't that close. I know. I'm sorry. I'm just sorting things out. RWBY and I have our differences, but we're working through them. And I know what I have to do now. I made it to Beacon on my own merits. I passed the entrance exam, initiation, and became part of the team who knows how to fight the creatures of Grimm, even if some of their study habits still leave a lot to be desired. If you ask me, Weiss, I think the fact that we're all doing our best is a pretty good start. We all did the same thing to get here, even if the starts of our journey are different from one another. Not everyone will be as studious as we are, as you are, but every student here is putting in the effort to pass the curriculum. But instead of criticizing their work effort, perhaps the better thing would be to offer help where you can. Yeah, you mean be the best person I can be? Essentially, yes. I see. I will keep that in mind, Cobalt. Don't you worry. After all, we will want to graduate Beacon to earn our licenses, so we can start making a difference in the world. And I, for one, am determined to carry things through to the end. I will become a huntress, and I will do it my way. With that kind of determination, I know you will be great huntress one day. Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. Come on, let's go inside. I'll get us something to drink and we can finish up. How do you take your coffee? I don't. I'm actually not a coffee fan. I prefer hot chocolate instead. At least you didn't say cream and 5 sugars. Wait, what? Oh, hey, Cobalt. Studying with Weiss? Yay, RWBY. Yeah, the two of us just spent the day getting all our homework done so we don't have to worry about it tomorrow. I think we're just about done when you got here. Wait, you spent the entire day studying? Yes, the entire day, which means we can spend the rest of the weekend relaxing because we're on top of the assignments given to us by our professors. Gah! Why didn't I think to do that? Because you're an adult. Don't worry, RWBY. You still have the entirety of tomorrow. And if you need any help, just ask. Oh, thank God. Should probably head back to my own dorm now. Thank you for today, Weiss. My pleasure, Kobold. And if you ever want to study again, I'll be in the library at the usual times. Just might take you up on that. You're now you're now friends with Weiss Sheen. That is still one of the weirdest things in both this and Jade. Like that arbitrary. You are friends. You are close, etc. Because like many of the times you're often already close, like you're friends. But then like there's characters like say Evelyn or Penny and Jade, which it just straight up just doesn't make any sense. Good morning, Team RWBY. RWBY, why are you doing this again? Now that you're all awake, we can officially begin our first order of business. Preparing ourselves to kick Team Cobalt's butt. She's been like this ever since she woke up. I noticed. This is the first opportunity to show our fellow classmates exactly what we can do while working as a team. She isn't wrong. Teamwork will be vital for the first round of the tournament at the end of the year. Vital. And it could be beneficial for us to interact with our classmates some more. That is true. Then up and at 'em, team. We got a fight to win. Bonsai! 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 Fine, bonsai. Okay, today is the day that we'll be sparring against another team. Team RWBY, to be specific. I have to admit, I'm kind of nervous about this. The first time since I've become the leader of my team that I've needed to take charge. This isn't just a friendly spar between classmates. This is an opportunity for RWBY to prove that she has what it takes to be a team leader. The same can be said about me and my team. Speaking of, You three got everything you need for this fight? Got our weapons? I have some new ammo I want to test out. Good to hear, Lilac. Now remember, this friendly spar is also a good opportunity for us to start honing our skills and teamwork. Agreed. We'll need to learn how to work together better if we're going to make it through the next 4 years. Well, I thought our battle against the Beowulf Pack in the Emerald Forest was a good start. A start, yes. However, a good start is useless if we can't past the second lap. She's right. Not only is teamwork a vital skill, Hey, Team Cobalt! Crikey! Oh, sorry for startling you. It's fine, RWBY. So are you ready for Team RWBY to kick your butt? What makes you so sure it's not going to be the other way? Because we have Yang! So, we have Teal. I've seen 10 feet tall guys before. This is Team Cobalt. Nice to meet finally. That is so weird, actually, just hanging out with her. Even though some of us have already met. Most of us have only met you, you dolt. Some members of your team may not have had the opportunity to meet us yet. Point taken. Anyway, this is Blaze Archin, my girlfriend. Hello. Teal Brimstone. Greetings. And last but not least, Lilac Silver. Any relation to Admiral Silver of the Atlesian Navy? He's my father. Why? Just curious. My sister said she had worked for him on a mission, and I just recognized the last name from the letters. I see. Anyway, I think we're getting distracted. Quite. It's time for Team RWBY to kick your butt. Bring it on. I love this scout. You may notice there's no health bar. You never saw it coming. Hiya! Take that. This one's mine. Sorry, Blaze. Just dissing out some punishment. Never saw it coming. Hiya! Okay, I know this fight is scripted. Kapow! Bam! Devastation! Eh. What on remnant are you even doing? Every time. Perfect form. This will be easy. You haven't done any damage yet. Like, I know this is scripted, but... This one's mine. Nailed it. Hiya! Apa. What on remnant? Gets them every time. Booyah! Taste my fist. Better luck next time. Back off. Ooh, I think that's the first time Weiss has actually attacked. A+. I'm the Yang. Let's fight. Sorry, Blaze. Just dishing out some punishment. Back off. Yang, over there. Yep, I finally reached it. On it. Me. Crap basket. Cobalt! Finish them off, Tim Ruby! Ow. Do you put explosive bullets in that gauntlet of yours? Okay, that's bullshit. I see. Who won? Ruby did. After you went down, they used their numbers to their advantage. Never mind that. Why didn't you use your melee weapon, Cobalt? I beg your pardon? You know, the other configuration of your weapon, like the scythe configuration of Crescent Rose. I don't have one. This is absolutely unacceptable. Most participants in the Vital Tournament are going to have some form of melee. Then there's the Grim, who have sharp claws and teeth and other things, and you need to block at close range. You need to get at least a secondary weapon. Your friend demands it. Ruby, let him breathe. Oh. Anyone able to translate worked up teenager? Ow! Okay, I had that coming. But what I was saying was that you need to find yourself a melee weapon, or redesign that gun of yours so that it has a melee configuration. Otherwise, you'll be Cobalt Black and Blue. How long have you been making puns for? No! Do not turn this into a pun war! Fine, but we should hang out sometime, Yang. You bet. Ruby does have a point. Having some kind of melee capacity in a fight will increase your chances of victory, Cobalt. I suppose you all have a point, but where do I start? Leave that to me. I'll come up with a starting point over the week. That's very kind of you, Ruby. Thanks. What are friends for? You mean apart from making puns? Sometimes it's best to find someone willing to yang out. And there's my limit. Out with a yang! Oh, come on. Why are you punishing me? We better go after them. Probably a good idea, Blake. It was nice meeting all of you. Likewise, Blake. I just want it known that I didn't say last week that Cobalt would benefit from something he could use in a close quarters fight. In other words, you're saying you told us so. Are we sure? Sure. Weiss is the Ice Queen. Quiet, you. What would I even use as a close quarters weapon? Hmm. Okay. next? Thus, the day was won. The lesson is over. Thank the gods. He's getting more purple prowsy by the day. I've heard that term before, but I cannot for the love of God remember what it means. I don't think I know half the words he's used. You're not the only one. Turn my head at the sound of Blake's voice. Find her chatting with Ruby. Oh, Blaze. All students Signal forged their own weapons. If Cobalt went there too, it makes more sense that he made a gun from his scratch. It's odd that Yang never met him before last week, though. Aren't they the same age? Are they talking about me and my weapon? Which means they're talking about my past. Can I sneak away before Blaze reveals any embarrassing details from my past year? Well, Cobalt took a gap year before coming here. He would have been a second year if he didn't. Oh, they weren't in the same year level at Signal. That explains it. Yep. But still, it will be weird for him to... Hang on. Be weird to come to the same school as you. Then how come Lazarus Storm doesn't have a melee configuration? It might have been easier for him at the... I feel like those should have been switched. But, still, that doesn't mean we can't help him change that. He won't even need to get rid of his baby with the... Yeah, no, that's Ruby. Sorry. I think it's normally a good idea to ask if you can help before actually doing anything, Ruby. Speak of the devil. Sorry, Cobalt. It's fine, Ruby. I appreciate your offer to help, though. Does that mean you'll let me? As long as I get at least some creative input in the process. Woohoo! This is going to be the second best weapon ever of all time. Only the second best? No weapon can be better than Crescent Rose. That's a biased opinion. It's a fact. As a leader of Team RWBY, I make it so. You do realize that not only Blaze and I aren't on Team B, we're also a team leader too, right? Rats. Anyway, we'll each think of over our situation and come back and discuss this on Thursday. Thursday works for me. It's a date then, huh? She does that. That is to just ignore her. Oh, okay. See you later, Cobalt and Blaze. How much do you want to bet you end up with a scythe? I'm not dignifying that with a response. I mean, you did. 20 Lian. Done. Cobalt? Hey, Blaze. Just wanted to say hi. I missed the sound of your voice. Doll, I missed you too. Come find me and we can hang out for a bit. I might just take you up on that offer. See you later. What should I do here? Talk to Lilac. She looks like she wants to talk to me. Hey, Cobalt, you got a sec? What's up? It's just... Cobalt, you've been a... I don't know about that. And you certainly know what you're doing, judging by how well we performed in the Emerald Forest, but your tactical skills could use some improving, especially when it comes to fighting against non-Grim opponents, such as the spar against Ruby. Yes, I can certainly try to improve. There's got to be a book or strategy or something. There's a lot more than simply knowing tactics. You got... Oh, sorry about that. My cat was laying against the computer. There's a lot more than simply knowing tactics. You got to be able to choose the best tactic based on the information you have, both about the rest of us and your opponent. Tell you what, why don't you help us with that, with this, and we can have it. Oh my! And we can each have a free day. I've picked up some tactical knowledge from my father, and I want to see this team become the best it can. The Admiral of the Elysian Navy? Correct. So, how much about it? Sounds like a plan. I'll seek you out. That worked for me. Now, if you'll sue me, I got to head to the CCC tower. Good. Okay, see you soon, Lilac. Oh, for the love of... I'm sorry about that. My cat is really being obnoxious right now. Good work. Here's your pay. From now on, I'm just going to, in case you haven't noticed, I'm just going to, if it's a conversation I've already done, be it the generic dialogue, I'm just going to pass by it unless it's something that's new. Day 9. And so, with the realization that if failed, there would be no one left to stop them from being conquered, Vacuo rallied against both Mantle and Mistral and pushed the two allies out of their territory. With her new enemies no longer having a presence in her kingdom, Queen Delarose was then free to ally with King Pendragon for the remainder of the Great War. And that's all the time we have today, children. I want you all to research one important historical figure from the Great War, and I want your findings on a death by next week. Class dismissed. I take it the plan is to have lunch and then study our historical figure. It might be a good idea to borrow what books we need before heading to lunch first. Why? I've got a hunch that some students will be heading to the library to fill in the gaps from Professor Oobleck's fast-paced lecture. Well, you're not wrong. So one of us has to borrow the books while the rest get dinner then. Might need an extra pair of hands. And I believe you and Cobalt should get the books, Teal. I need to have a talk with Blaze about the noise levels in the dorm. Again. Cobalt, oh handsome boyfriend of mine. Think you can help me out of this situation? Unless you want to carry the books, I don't think so. I trust in your ability to get yourself out of a tight situation. Blaze, I'm getting back at you for this. Shall we go to the library then? Sounds like a plan, Teal. If I remember correctly, I think this is where we meet one of the other teams. It's relatively empty at this time, although there are a couple of students browsing. Zing, zing the shelves. Not that many in the history section, though. Looks like we should have little problems getting those books, Teal. The sooner we get what we need, the sooner we can join Lilac and Blaze for lunch. Agreed. We move to browse through the books we want to research, my eyes falling onto one book in particular. This looks promising. Arthur Pendragon, the King of the War. Sounds more like a legend than a history book. I would say it's more like a biography mixed with a history book, as my grandfather was still alive when some of it was written. Huh? Sorry, I did not mean to startle you two. I merely heard my family name being mentioned. I'm not sure if we have personally met before, but I am Aurelium Caesar. Kaiser? I never know which version I'm supposed to use. Pendragon. Yeah, the grandson of Arthur Pendragon. Hello there. I'm Cobalt, and this is Teal. And this, and it's a pleasure to meet the two of you. A pleasure to meet you. So your grandfather's story is something of a legend? Well, yes, my grandfather was one of those pivotal figures to end the Great War, alongside the Ark and Urark families. Ark? I wonder. I'm stamped out of my thoughts as Orium tapped his fingers against the hilt of a sword he's been carrying. It looks almost identical to the one on the cover of the book. And this is the blade he's used during the war, Excalibur. So yeah, if you couldn't tell which character he's based off of. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Is the sword still in fighting shape after all this time? Of course! Sadly, I do not know what it's made out of, but it has never dulled in combat, and has been passed down from my grandfather to my mother now to me. Using his left hand, he draws the blade slowly from its sheath. He holds it in reverse grip, allowing Teal and I to get a good look at it. Do I mind if I... No, go ahead. He dropped the sword. How the heck does a 7-foot tall Beacon student drop a sword? I suppose I should have warned you that Excalibur has a tendency to become heavy to those it doesn't seem worthy. I noticed. How did your grandfather get this? Did he have to have it built? My mother said he found it get pierced into the top of a mountain, and out of all the men, he was the only one that could draw it. My mother thinks it's a relic of the past, but I'm unsure. Well, that's certainly myth-worthy. Thanks for sharing. Of course, it was no trouble at all. Although, if you're doing an essay on my grandfather, I might be able to help you get a better source of information than that book. Oh? I have been looking for a sparring partner, and maybe someone that could help me with a problem of my own. If you could help me with such, then I'll help you with the essay and get you in contact with my mother on the subject. So how about it? Sure, that sounds fair. Though I think we'll need a bit more information before we can help you with your problem. Ah, yes, well, he looked from side to side as if making sure there wasn't anyone around before continuing. Well, I have no issue talking with others. Unlike my father, I failed miserably in the, well, romance department. Not my area of expertise. That one's all yours, Cobalt. You're not wrong. All right. Well, if we can meet up at some point, maybe we can talk about some more about this. I thank you both for your aid, and will keep my word on helping you for this assignment. The two of us swap contact information with Ariam quickly. I'll get a hold of my mother and have her contact you, though she might want to meet you in person. Just, when you meet her, please do not mention her height, unless you wish to end up shorter than her. Duly noted? It was a pleasure to meet you both. If you need it, feel free to contact me via scroll or around the combat room, as I tend to practice quite a bit. Well, that was lucky. No kidding. That might just help one of us ace this assignment. I've already got my own plans for who I want to research, so you should probably take this one. Then in that case, we should probably check out those books and meet the girls in the mess hall. Sounds like a plan. Oz. Still hanging out with Lilac. Oh, damn it. Talk to Ruby. Ah, yes, now we can do Ruby's event. So, the spar with Team Ruby didn't end as favorably as I would have hoped. I mean, they have Yang. I have time to figure out what happened, and it just came down to bad luck. Considering inexperience and mistakes on my part, considering Team Ruby had to learn on the fly how to coordinate to take down a Nephrimor, that's to be expected. Still, part of me wants to get at least part of my pride back. Hey Ruby, do you have a sec? Huh? Oh hey Cobalt, what's up? I want to challenge you, leader to leader, one-on-one. Ha 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 ha! That's funny. Didn't we beat you last time? This time will be different. No Yangs to send me flying this time, for one. If you had a melee weapon, maybe you'd stand a chance, but you can't beat Crescent Rose and I in a fight. Sorry, Cobalt, but I'm not interested. It doesn't have to be a fight. I don't care what I beat you at, but I'm going to. But you're going down, huh? I get to choose. If it means I get my rematch, yes. Name your challenge. Well, I did just get this new fighting game. Hope that Yang or Blake might be interested in playing, but Yang likes her classics and Blake typically prefers books to video games. And Weiss won't play with you? Take a guess. To be honest, I'm a little afraid to ask. She often treats me more as an annoyance than a partner with small stuff like, so I didn't want to bother her. Plus, I feel like she thinks I'm being childless wanting to play games. Damn it, Weiss. Well, if that's your challenge, I accept, but be prepared to take the loss gracefully. Oh yeah? Want to bet? Winner gets all the cookies from the next lunch period? You're on! Hit me up on a weekend. And be prepared for the stomping of a lifetime, Cobalt. Those cookies are mine. Well, that was easy. It'd help if I knew what game we were going to play, but most fighting games are the same. So I guess I'll just show up and see what happens. February 13th, Wednesday, day 10. Is that Weiss and Yang? Looks like Weiss is mad at. Wait, no, not at Yang, but at someone else. Oh, yes, best team! What do you mean, not my kind of party? I'll have you know that I'm an admired figure whom even the Mistrali elite cater to. Weiss. You don't want to deal with that one. or anyone from that team. Aye, and that's the problem. Well, that's an accent I haven't heard before. Who is this girl? And why is she aggravating Weiss? And what's that supposed to mean? Time to interject before this turns bad. Ahem. I'm just going to interject here for a second, Weiss. Not all parties are the same. For all you know, this could be a fancy dinner party or potentially a midnight rave. Did you even consider what party it was? Admittedly, no. But I don't see how that... Do you really see yourself going to a midnight rave? Or potentially even a wilder party? I see your point. Listen to the fella in Danum. This ain't the kind of party you want your mother seeing you at. That only helps narrow it down a little bit. I can see a fair few types of parties you wouldn't want your mother seeing. Speaking from experience, Blue Boy. Everyone can probably see the blush that's almost definitely emerging on my face. I've only been to one type of party recently, and Blaze and I were the only guests to attend those. Please refrain from mentioning you and your girlfriend's nightly vulgar tears. Oh, so you're the one causing all the noise complaints. My roommates told me about you. Okay, everyone can definitely see the blush that's emerged on my face. God damn it. I thought we were being quiet. In a dorm room surrounded by very thin walls. Not quite enough. You're lucky that Ruby puts on headphones before she goes to sleep. We finally agree on something. You really should think of the children, Blue Boy. Hey, calling him Blue Boy is my thing. And besides, Blue Boy... Do not encourage this, Xiaolong. Thank you, Weiss. I do not need that particular conversation brought up. I didn't even see it. He doesn't need any encouragement from what I hear, or you, but we're having the kind of party where you let your hair down, cut loose, get messy. Snickers. So, if you don't mind getting your pretty little boots of yours dirty, I'll be happy for you to come. Maybe I've just misjudged you. I cannot do the accent that I know this is supposed to be, which is even more insane because I think I am like partially of that. Because like I think this character is supposed to be like Irish accent, and I am supposed to be like part Irish, British, but I cannot do an Irish accent. That seems to be a common theme for Weiss. That were some disagreements between me and her when we first met, which have been resolved. What did he make off with the family jewels or something? What? No! There were some verbal disagreements, mostly stemming from me overhearing an argument between her and Ruby. Well, whatever it was, glad to hear it's over. Doll, it looks like your class is about to begin. Your class? Does this look like a combat? I mean, kind of. It looks like a varsity jacket. Considering the wild variety of outfits in the school, I wouldn't rule it out. And give someone a free show before I kick them in to Nukes Tuesday. What kind of girl do you think I am? Second years have combat class on a different day. Oh, so that makes sense. Well, that brings up another question. Don't second years have their own classes as well? See you at the party, Yang! Weiss can come too! Get him, Philip! Can come if he updates his wardrobe! Yeah! Damn it! Shioban! Theoban! Bahan! I can never say that. I've been told how to pronounce it, and I cannot say it. Damn, can move. So that's her name. Damn, I knew we were getting something. Oh, well, I'm sure there'll be an opportunity to introduce ourselves properly in the future. In the meantime, we should get to class ourselves. I see Professor Goodwitch heading this way. Hope you're ready to kick more butt than you did on the weekend, Blue Boy. Hey, your overall studies. But yeah, like Shielbon, Seal, whatever, and their team is an interesting group because it's another fan project that was effectively shared resources with this game. That fan project was put on hiatus as well, but they never produced a any playable format. Like they still have their Patreon and all that, but they never released a playable product to like tease or anything. Good morning. You seem well rested. You to thank for that. So now let's head. Time to get up. February 14th, Thursday. Good morning, class. I hope you've been hard at work studying for this class, as we've been digging deeper into the mysteries of dust today. If everyone could grab a lab coat and a pair of safety goggles and make their way down to the front of the class, we can get started. Safety goggles? I have a bad feeling about this. Phew! Oh my, perhaps I should have included protective mask, although the force of Miss Rose's sneeze is quite remarkable. Sorry, Professor Peach. No harm done, Miss Rose. We've learned something valuable about safety when it comes to mixing dust. Also learned not to let Ruby stand close to powder dust. I mean, Ruby and Weiss learned that on the first day. My, how the time flies. When we're having fun, I'd like to a report on the occupational health and safety in the dust labs on my desk before the next class. Class dismissed. Hey, Ruby, not the best lesson for you, huh? Hey, it's not my fault dust keeps getting in my face. True, still, you set off an explosion just by sneezing. If you're going to call me crazy face, I'll throw a cookie at you. Something tells me this is not the first time you've sneezed and caused a dust explosion. Caused one on my first day. Wait a minute. Blaze and I heard someone yelling because of an explosion. Don't tell me that you had a hand in that. You were in the courtyard? Why didn't you help? And risk getting yelled at by a young woman we don't know? Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with an angry wife either. Hey! Anyway, I believe we said we've come back to discuss your weapon today. Well, I thought of a couple ideas. Something small like a knife so I don't have to juggle having two weapons around. Didn't we decide having a melee to be an upgrade to Lazarite Storm? Is it really necessary to have a transforming weapon? John doesn't have one. Buddy, John doesn't have a lot of things. True, but it looks cooler. Would the Grim really care about coolness? It's faster to be able to switch mechanically instead of having to swap weapons all the time. True. Whatever you decide, it's still a good idea to consider what kind of melee weapon you want. A dagger, a hand axe, a baton, a chakram, a spear, a sword, a club, a mace, a hammer, even a scythe. Hey, I called dibs on the scythe. Okay, I get it. I have a lot of choices available to me. How do we narrow it down the list, though? I got it. We can head to the library and look at some of the weapon types, see which ones you like the best. Sounds like a plan, Ruby. Let's go. We have a weapon to find. And just like that, I've been essentially kidnapped by a girl in Red Hood. Ruby, at least wait for me to tag along. And let me walk on my own 2 feet. Too many weapons. I have to agree. And then there's the fact that so many weapons that Cobalt could have to wield with 2 hands. And that ruins the advantage of having a ranged weapon as well. Ugh. Okay, let's check back and review. I need a melee weapon. I want it to be small in size. And I can't have it cut away from the advantage of having Lazarite Storm. I think it might be able to get my hands on some weapon examples and let you take a look at them. It'll take me a while though, so it'll probably get back to you on Sunday morning. That makes sense. I'll do some digging myself and to see if there's something I could like. Okay, Cobalt. Thanks for your help so far, Ruby. No problem. Your overall studies has increased by 1. Ooh. What the heck was that? Some kind of big explosion? What kind of force would even have the power to shake beacon like that just did? Oh, it looks like adding combustion dust with lightning dust makes for some explosive results. Very volatile, though. Professor Peach? Oh, Mr. Blue! I didn't hear you come in. I'm just in the middle of working on dust experiments. That explosion was you? Indeed, it was. Must be an incredibly powerful explosion if it can be felt outside the classroom, too. Quite. One question, though. Why are you trying to bring down the school with explosions? For science! Trial and error is the very process in which knowledge is acquired in this line of work, especially with dust. How else are we supposed to know if something is safe to use out in the open or otherwise needs to be contained in a secure vial lest someone cause explosion from sneezing? Ouch. Thank goodness Ruby isn't here to hear that. Actually, since you're here, I could use an elaborate assistant to help me with my experiments if you're interested. I got plans for bigger combinations, which I just can't do on my own. Ah, I might be able to help you with that, be able to help you out, depending on how my studies are going, and if I've got anything planned with my friends or Blaze. Totally understandable. And if you're free now, we could get started on one of those bigger experiments immediately, against my better judgment. Sure, I've got the time. Just tell me what I need to do. Excellent. Let me just grab the lemons, and we can get started. Okay, I'm not crazy, right? It is, like, repeating some of this dialogue. Sure, I've got time. Just get the lemons and we can get started. Lemons? Oh dear. Looks like that combination was a bit too powerful. A bit? Professor, it caused a wall to collapse. Yeah, but you gotta remember, they have Glinda that can repair anything. Of course she's going to be careless. And it's quite a learning experience for us. Now we know to add less ethanol into the mixture. I'm more worried about the fact that we managed to destroy part of the school. It'll be fine. Are we sure? Like, I know Wife looks up to her, like in this game and in, in canon and all that. Are we sure she's not like a mirror of Ruby? Oh shit. Who exactly is responsible for damaging? Damn it, Ami. We talked about this. Hey, I wasn't intentionally trying to cause an explosion this. Sorry for blowing up part of the school, Professor Goodwitch. Not your fault, Mr. Blue. This time. You can go now. I need to have a few words with your dust professor about causing property damage to the campus. Again. This isn't the first time. Shibit question? It's not the first time, no. It is a consequence of having a school to teach students how to slay monsters with lethal weapons. Things tend to get destroyed. Thankfully, the school is insured for this kind of thing, and it can be repaired quite easily. I see. By zero? Okay, that was funny. Thanks again for your assistance, Mr. Blue. Happy to help. And I am going to call it a part there.